on Sunday.
Or coming Sunday and taking it. Those are options. Otherwise, our test is Monday. So here we go. We're working backwards on the practice test.
Yeah.
So we're starting with number 8. So, guys, I need everybody quiet. You gotta be paying total attention. We do not have much time. And whatever we don't get through, you are on your own because the test is Monday. A bus starts at Cathedral and travels due north. So he starts here and he goes to here. At a speed of 60 miles an hour for 2 hours. So that's going to be 120, right? Miles. Well. Okay. Then he travels on a course of 342. I'm going to move this over a little bit. So he went due north for 120 miles, you said. Okay. Now he's here. So he started here. Now he's here. Okay. Now, he went on a course of 342. Now remember, navigationally speaking, these are your landmarks. Those are the references you use. So won't 342 be going up here like this? So he's here and he's coming up like this. And this whole angle is 342 degrees. The whole thing, starting up here and coming all the way around. That puts you in between 270 and 360, out here in quadrant 2. Now he travels 1.5 more hours at the same speed. So 1.5 more hours at 60 miles an hour would be what? 90. So like 90 miles. So here's where he started. This was his first stopping point, and then this is where he ended up. We want to know how far is he from Cathedral at this time. So we want to know this distance, right?
Right.
Now, this, remember from doing these before, we're going to find this angle right here, right? We're going to find this purple angle right here. Now let's use our logic. We are smart people. We can figure this out. If this would be 180, right?
Right.
So if that's 180 and I need to take that out because I really don't want that part, then what would that leave me with? 162? So that purple part of the angle, the part I want, is 162. How can I find x? Law of cosines. Very, very good. Law of cosines. Don't think 1/2 side sine because that would be area. 1/2 side sine is area. That's on your note card. If you want x, a length, it's one of the laws. So this one's going to be law of cosines. So out here we'll put cosine 162. And that means over here we'll go x, right? Squared. So x squared equals 90 squared plus 120 squared minus 2 times 90 times 120 times cosine 162. This is one of the easy ones. Take advantage of that. Since x is by itself, we can just do what? Type it in. Yep. And then square root it. Yes, after we type it in, Ramona, you are right. We are going to square root it. And hopefully no one will forget to do that tomorrow. Or Monday. I think he's 207.47 miles from Cathedral. What do you think? Everybody's typing in with me, right? Because if you're not, who knows if you know what you're doing or not when you have to type it in on Monday. Okay, now now I have a spherical tank and I have a conical tank. And I want to know which one holds more. So my sphere has a radius of 16 inches, and my cone has a radius, oh shoot. Why am I saying oh shoot?
They're not the same.
They're not the same. So we have to make them the same, right?
Right.
So do you want to go feet or do you want to go inches? Inches? Then instead of this radius being 1 foot, I'm going to say 12 inches. And instead of the height being 2 feet, I'm going to say 24 inches.
Yes.
It makes no difference. You're comparing them, right? So we just want to know which one's bigger. Use the same unit. Your answer doesn't depend on whether you do it in inches or feet. Okay, sphere. What is the volume for a sphere?
4/3 pi r cubed.
Pi r cubed, which would be pi 16 cubed. So 4 divided by 3 times pi times 16 raised to the 3rd power. I got 17157.28. And that would be cubic inches, right? Now I'm going to compare that to the cone. What's the cone? 1/3 pi r squared. Why am I the only one doing this? H. Right, you got a note card. 1/3 pi r squared h. So here we go. 1 divided by 3 times pi times 144 times 24. It's not even close, is it? What are you going to write the answer by? Sphere. You don't have to write anything else. This is going to be on your paper. You don't need the picture, but this work's going to be on your paper. You're going to say sphere, and I'm going to see why you said sphere, because that number's bigger. Easy, easy. Number 6. My rectangular box is full of peanuts. If the dimensions of the box are 12 by 5 by 6, and peanuts sell for $11.50 per cubic foot, how much money can I make by selling them? All right, so what do I have to figure out first? The volume. How many peanuts do I have? So the volume would be, how do I find the volume? 12 times 5 times 6, which is 360 cubic feet. So that's like having 360 little containers of peanuts, right? And every one of the containers costs $11.50. So how will I figure out how much money I'm going to make? I'm going to take 360 and multiply it by $11.50.
Yes.
And I'll just write that down if that's right. $4,140. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Easy. Getting easier by the minute. All right, number 5. A sector of a circle. So again, there's no law that says you have to draw pictures, but when I read a sector of a circle, I'm immediately thinking that. And it has a radius of 6 centimeters. And the area is 22 pi, put a pi in there. I put it in on the test, but at least it's not there. 22 pi, that's your area. So now I need to find the measure of the central angle. All right, what's the setup? X over 360 times pi r squared equals 22 pi, because pi or angle over 360 times pi r squared is the area, right? That's the area. So what do? What'd you say? Yeah, I can divide by pi. Now, kids, I'm going to tell you that on the last practice test, when we did this particular problem, every class did it a different way. Obviously, we all get the same answer. So this isn't, like, there's no rule that says this is what you have to do first. But it's fine. That's fine. So now we have x over 360 times 36 equals 22. All right, what do you want to do now? Well, we can divide by 36 because that's a times. So we have x over 360 equal to 22 over 36, which is, I can make that into a decimal. So I have x over 360 equal to 0.6111 repeating. And then what am I going to do to get x? Multiply by 360. Now you may have done this in an entirely different order, and that's okay. Make sure you get 220 degrees. When you go back and redo the problem, do it in whatever order makes sense to you, but just make sure you're getting 220 degrees. Okay? All right, that page is done. Let's see what we got over here. All right, the volume of an ice cream cone. All right, so now this is a cone, an ice cream cone. So remember, that's a two-piece situation. When I say ice cream cone, I mean there's a cone with ice cream on top of it. So the volume of this thing is 33.16. The radius of the cone is 3, and I do not know the height of the cone. Sorry about the wording in there, it's not very good. We want to find the height of the cone. Okay? So here we go. How do we find the volume of an ice cream cone? It's two formulas, right? Double. So we have to find the cone itself, which would be 1/3 pi r squared h. Nope, we don't know it. We're going to figure it out though. And then we have the ice cream, which is a half sphere, which is 1/2, 4/3, pi r cubed, which would be 3 cubed or 27. Now, those two things added together make that. So let's see, I'm going to clean this up. What's that? Another way of saying that would be 3 pi h, because 1/3 of 9 is 3. So 3 pi h plus, let's see, 3 goes into there 9 times, 2 goes into there 2 times. I think that's just 18 pi. And that has to add up to 33.16. All right, now we got to solve this equation, and we're solving for this. So we got to get that by itself. So what are we going to do first with our trusty calculator? We're going to take 33.16 and subtract 18 pi. Crap, I have another bad problem. Doggone it. Ugh. All right, here's what I want you to do. Put a pi on this. Magically. Okay, now, that might change what you want to do first. What might you want to do first?
Divide by pi.
Now we can divide everything by pi if you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to, but you can. So now we have 3h plus 18 equals 33.16. Guys, that's a 6th grade equation. To solve that, you're going to subtract 18 and divide by 3, right? So 33.16 minus 18 and then divided by 3. So the height of the cone is 5.05 inches, centimeters. No, not squared. It's a height. Very good, Mamuna. When do we put a squared on there? No, if it's volume, cube. If we put squared on it, it's the area. So this is not an area or a volume. It's a height, it's a distance. All right, now we got our 3-part problem. Number 3. We have a triangle, and we got 125 and 135 and 190. And your job is to find the largest angle. The largest angle. So what do you think? Which one's going to be the largest? Let me label them so we can talk about A, B, C. So this is going to be the largest angle. We talked about this before. It's largest because it is across from the largest side. Now, you're going to read the problem very carefully because on one of the practice tests, I think we were looking for the smallest. So just read very carefully so you know which one you got. All right, how am I going to find that? Law of cosines. Earlier today, someone said Hero's formula. Now, Hero's formula is an option for this problem. But what does Hero's formula find? Area. I don't want the area. I want an angle. And to find an angle, I use one of my laws. Okay? So here we go. I want A, so it's going to be cosine A. That means over here will be 190. And then 125, 135, 125, 135. Tex, what are you doing?
I have to get a tissue.
What'd you do?
My nose.
Is it okay?
It's fine.
Okay. Now, this is the harder one to type in. When I grade your paper, I'm going to look for this. And then I'm going to look for the answer. You put as many or as few steps in here as you need. Okay? So you don't have to write anything down, or you can write a ton down.
Well, we can't just type it all in because the variables.
Because the variable's at the end, right. So, no, you can't. You have to do it in some kind of steps. But how many steps you do it does not matter to me. So, I'm going to write down all the possible steps. I am not telling you you have to use all the possible steps. But you might want to, I don't know. So again, I'm writing them all down. You don't have to.
This is still part A, right?
Yes, sweetie.
Yep. We have not yet found the measure of angle A. What will always be my caution at this point? What am I always worried you're going to do?
Subtract.
No, subtracting.
Yeah, don't subtract those.
Bring this one over to here.
Lowest number.
And then you can divide. Oh, this is interesting. And then we will have to second cosine. I got 93.82.
Wait, why did you subtract the,
Subtract this over to here. And then you divide by 30, by that number right there.
No, I know you subtracted the other side up there.
I divided then to get cosine A by itself. So when I subtract this number over, I get that.
Right, so why did you put, the negative?
Well, I'm dividing by, where I put the negative doesn't matter.
Oh,
I mean, it's a negative
Yeah, that's why I was
fraction.
just confused. I'm not sure.
It can go either place. Yep. You get 2250. Unless I typed it in wrong, you get 2250. All right, so I trust somebody else got 93.82. Okay, now that's the answer to the first part. So now what happens?
Find the area.
Now we have to find the area of the triangle. So, having found that angle, we can find the area just like this, right? 1/2, side, side, sine. So that would be the fastest way to find it. But if you like Hero's formula, you could certainly use that. Now, this should be so easy, but make sure you are using two sides with the angle in between them. When you're finding area, it's got to be two sides with the angle in between them. You can't just pick two sides. Gotta use the two that have the angle in between. So, the area is I got 8418.75 square meters. What?
If you don't show, like, put that down, will you take off points?
I will. You have to have your work shown. You have to show me what's going into the calculator.
Okay.
You don't have to show me anything else after that, but you gotta show me what equation you're using. Okay, and then the last question. All right, so this is how many units. So think of this as like little containers of field. You have 8,418 of these little containers of field. Each one of them is worth $18.50. So how will we figure out how much money you have? We'll just take this number times, what did I say? 18.50. And that will be the value of your field. So once again, you're pretty rich, 155,746.88. So $155,746. All right, now we're going to find some areas. On the test, these are spread out a little bit for you. They're kind of squished up. But here we go. We're going to find some areas. All right, so the first one's a triangle. 4, 5, and 7 are the sides. How are we going to find the area of that triangle? Hero. So if we're gonna use hero, the first thing we have to figure out is what is our perimeter, and then we'll find our semi-perimeter. So what's our perimeter? 16. So your semi-perimeter is 8, and your area then will be 8 minus 5, 8 minus 4, 8 minus 7. Now you can multiply all that together and get the square root of some big number, but then you're going to break that number down. So I might as well break it down right now, but I don't want to confuse, that seems to confuse some people. As long as you can just get it broken down. I'm going to go ahead and break it down this way, right here. And then what am I looking for? Groups of 2. So I've got a group here and another group here. So I'm going to bring out 2 times 2, and I have to leave in 2 times 3. So the answer to the question is 4 root 6 square feet. Okay? Don't miss stupid points by putting that into your calculator. Over to the side, it says exact. If it says decimal, go ahead and put it in your calculator. All right, now we're finding the area of the parallelogram. Now, I want you to look carefully here. If that's 115, what's that one? 115, because in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent. So I got my 115 right there.
That's 52, the other side.
Well, and then, yeah, I can label everything.
Right, so we know everything.
So if I draw in my diagonal, then I can clearly see the area of this triangle is going to be 1/2. 52, 18, sine 115. And so is that one. So I'm just going to find the area of my triangle and double it. So my area is going to be 2 times the triangle. And the triangle is 1/2, 52, 18, sine 115. This is the triangle area. So 1/2 times 52 times 18 times sine 115. Now I'm going to double that. So my answer is 848.30 square inches. Now, some of you shortcut that a teensy bit by saying, all right, since I'm just going to be doubling this, I'm just going to leave that off, and that will give you the answer to the question. You don't need to find the triangle first, just understand I'm doubling it, so the 1/2 is disappearing, and that will give you your answer. Okay? Easy. All right, now we got this one. I think I'll redraw it over here. This one is a little bit more complicated because it involves more steps. What is our strategy to find the shaded part if we know that's 97 and that's 4? All right, Mamuna says I'm going to need the area of the triangle in there. So the area of the triangle is 1/2, 4 times 4 times sine 97. And of course, I can put that in my calculator. 7.94. So the area of the triangle is 7.94. That is not the answer to the question. So Macy, what else do I need?
Area of the sector.
Exactly. Do you know how to find the area of the sector, Macy?
So, give me a second. So you do 7.94
look at our picture here. There is sector.
97.
97 over 360.
Times pi, and then the r is 4.
So 16
Yeah.
pi r squared.
Yeah.
So we can put that into our calculator. 97 divided by 360 times pi times 16. And I got 13.54. So now I got all these numbers. How do I get an answer out of this? Do I add them? Wait, I want the shaded part, guys. Wouldn't I subtract? Don't I want to take the big minus the little? So I'm going to subtract. So if I take sector minus triangle, that gives me 5.6 square meters. All right, 5.6 square meters. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Are we good? Everybody get that? Okay, I want the area to shape, which is the sector minus the triangle. Right? It's not two things put together, it's a chunk of the whole, a piece of the whole. All right, now we got the big problem. This is the biggest one on the test. So let's see if we can remember how to do this. We've got this shape, which is a weird quadrilateral, not on your note card. No formula for that on your note card. So we're going to split it. Remember that? Now, kids, even if you can't get this whole problem on Monday, you can get some of it. Because if you split it smart, you're going to split it like this. The problem is doable, splitting it other ways. But this is the easiest because that's a right triangle. And right triangles are easy. What is the area of the right triangle? How do we find the area of this triangle? So 1/2 base times height is what Mamuna says, which would be what? 49.5. Now somebody else might say 1/2 side, sine 90. Same answer, perfect, doesn't matter. One way or the other, find the area of that triangle. So even if the problem overwhelms you, you can get that much of it. Everybody gets that much of it. Now, the rest of it's a little harder because now I gotta find the area of triangle 2. And to find the area of triangle 2, I'm going to want to find this side. Oh, wait a minute, I think I can do that. Can I find that purple side? Oh yeah, that's easy. That's going to be 9 squared plus 11 squared. So that's going to be the square root of 202. I'm not worried about that. Just write it down, square root of 202. If I add it right there. Pythagorean theorem. Super simple. So now I've got 2 sides. What am I missing? The angle in between them. And this is where things get a little bit hard. I'm missing the angle in between them. As soon as I have that angle, I will have the area. Now, anyone remember how I'm going to have to go about finding that angle? I gotta find this one right here. I don't know enough about this triangle to use it, so I'm gonna have to drop back down here and use this one. And I'm gonna find this red angle right here. I'm gonna find him. Remember, you can cover up, take your note card and cover up the part of the problem you don't need. Look at just this triangle for a minute. Just this right triangle. Isn't it true that sine 90 over root 202, so right here, sine 90 over root 202 will equal sine x over 9? All right, type it in. You've done the law of sines a long, long time now. Type it in. Tell me what you get for your red angle. I'm not going to tell you, you tell me. Ashley, it's hard to tell without typing it in.
39 point.
Thank you, Mamuna. 39.29. Mamuna, what'd you get on the last test? Go ahead and say it out loud. Oh, you got 104, right? Being engaged helps. Mamuna's typing everything in. Everybody should be typing everything in. Now, the red angle is 39.29. What is the green one? The green one is the one I need. 100 minus that.
Here's an example.
So 60.71. So what's the area of the triangle? The big triangle. What's the area of the triangle too? 1/2. 1/2. 16. Square root of 202. Perfect. That's it. That's going to be the area of that second triangle. So 1/2 times 16 times square root 202, close parentheses, times sine 60.71. 99.17? Now I need the answer. What do I do to get the answer? This time I add them. Because this time I want the total, see? I did the two little pieces, so I'm going to add them. So 99.17 plus 49.5 is 148.67 square meters. That is a big, bad problem. Okay. All right. Well, we didn't quite get done. Remember, on the test, there is only one triangle like this to solve. Okie dokie, Smokies. I will not be here in Flex tomorrow because I'm going to the Hindu temple with Mrs. Hager.